How are you guys today? Today it's kind of cold. It's snowing, but we still have a lot to do. So we have a deadline coming up. We have plants arriving the first week of March. So the greenhouse behind me has to be finished. So I don't know if I told you the story of the greenhouse. This was my Mother's Day gift 4 or 5 years ago. And we set it up and it was half the size. And we put plastic on it, not knowing what we were doing. And a windstorm came. We're at the top of the hill. So we get a lot of the wind when we get storms. And the wind took the greenhouse, picked it up, and it landed at the bottom of the hill. That was very humbling because we'd spent all the money for the plastic and whatnot, and we brought it back up, but because T-Rex got sick, we never really touched it again. So this is the year we've decided we're gonna not only get it finished, but we're gonna be starting plants to grow. Every year we do vegetable plants. We've done tomatoes, peppers, herbs, you name it, in our little 4x8 greenhouse. And every year we get a few more customers. So this year we decided to take the plunge. We have some friends who have a greenhouse and we're learning from them and kind of winging it a little bit because there's no, I don't know. Anyway, so we went shopping today and got all the materials we need for the benches and get the furnace hooked up. So we're gonna do this over the next couple of videos, and you're gonna watch us bring our greenhouse from the shell to a working environment so that we can keep you updated on our geraniums, our petunias, and our vegetables, and we'll see how it all goes. You ready? Let's go unload.
Or just set it to one side and we'll build one side and then move it.
Yep. It smells really good in the greenhouse. Okay, let's do the long ones first. Yes, yeah?
Trying to keep everything a little simple.
Alright, well, it's actually really toasty here in the greenhouse, which is really reassuring. We have behind the camera that you can't see, we were able to buy a furnace. It's actually a whole house furnace, which was less expensive than what you could find online for a greenhouse heater. Now, our greenhouse is 10 feet by 20 feet, so it's not huge, but we have thoughts that we may want to expand out the north end with a shed or a potting place, or maybe even an additional greenhouse space. So the used furnace is going to definitely meet all of those needs, and because we're on a hill and we have wind, we figured better safe than sorry. I'd rather have it be warm than have the plants freeze. So what we got today is we have all of the wood to build benches. Now, we priced a lot of different options, and we're really working on a tight budget. Okay, almost no budget. We're really hoping that the plant sales bring us back to zero after we purchased all this. We're building our own benches. These posts we're going to drive down into the ground as our base, and then we're going to build a wooden frame on top. And I don't have it in here yet, but we have hardware cloth that we're going to cover the benches with, because it's going to let water go through. It'll support the pots, and it was the least expensive option we could come up with, and we'll see how it goes. We also have a couple extra of these poles because we're doing hanging pots, and those have to be suspended from the ceiling so that they give us a little bit more space to use. The other thing that we're doing in here is, in the off season when we're not starting nursery plants, we're going to be doing hydroponics. We're going to experiment with some hydroponic tomatoes, hydroponic peppers. We've had these buckets, again, probably 5 years since we first started this thought. I've always wanted to be able to have veggies through the winter, so this is coming down the line in later series, but we have those. And because we knew that we were doing that, we're going to have our bench come out about 2 feet, and then we're using this closet rod, and it is going to attach to the edge of the bench and fold. Hold on, I'm stuck. It's going to fold down when we're not using all the bench space, giving us more floor space, because it is a small greenhouse. It is only 10 feet wide. So this will give us an extra aisleway space during the off season to do our hydroponics. That's the theory anyway. And if it works out well, then yay us. So I'm going to kind of end there, and you're just going to watch us start building stuff and put all of those plans together until we have benches and are ready to go. So now we're going to start cutting the cross braces for our bench. Our bench is going to be 20 feet long, and we figured it has to be 25 inches wide overall because we're using 24-inch hardware cloth, and we want a little bit of a gap to the outside of each bench. So I'm going to start cutting the ribs that go between each of the long runs.